Across the valley of Elah, armies face off, a vast, colorful display of tents and banners under the watchful sun. Tension hangs thick. Steel clashes against steel as soldiers prepare for battle. A symphony of anxiety rises from the ranks, punctuated by sharp, nervous exchanges. The valley awaits, a silent stage set for the impending clash of titans. Inside the dim Israelite tent, shadows dance, mirroring the anxiety etched on King Saul's face as he sits upon his throne. Saul's advisors stand by, their expressions reflecting the somber mood that permeates the space. The weight of Goliath's taunts hangs heavy in the air, visibly shaking Saul and his army. A deep worry etches lines onto Saul's face, each crease a testament to his growing despair. The dimly lit tent amplifies the king's internal turmoil, casting long, ominous shadows. Fear grips the heart of the army, palpable in the tense silence that fills the tent. The valley of Elah basks under the sun as Goliath, a giant in armor, strides into view. His booming voice reverberates through the valley, challenging the Israelites. Sunlight flashes off his bronze helmet and spear, a spectacle of might and defiance. Goliath's challenge echoes, "I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man." His eyes scan the Israelite lines, daring them to send forth a champion. "That we may fight together," he roars, his words a gauntlet thrown down before an entire nation. Sunlight floods David's humble home, casting a golden glow on the tranquil pasture. Young David watches over his father's sheep, a picture of youthful devotion amidst the bleeding. The pasture stretches, a tranquil sea of green under the clear sky. David sings psalms, his voice blending with the gentle sounds of the flock. In the valley of Elah, David arrives, a sack heavy with bread and cheese slung over his shoulder. Sunlight bathes the valley, a stark contrast to the palpable dread hanging over the Israelite camp. Fear permeates the air, a heavy blanket smothering the spirits of the Israelite army. David pauses, sensing the depth of despair that grips the warriors around him. David surveys the valley of Elah, the battlefield stretching before him under the vast open sky. Goliath's booming challenge echoes, the air vibrating with the giant's taunts, stirring the valley's silence. David's eyes narrow, his face hardening with righteous indignation at the giant's arrogance. "Why does no one step forward? Why does no one defend the honor of Israel?" David asks, his voice ringing with defiance. Sunlight pierces the tent, revealing dancing dust motes. David, a young shepherd, stands resolute. His eyes gleam with unwavering determination. King Saul sits wearily on his makeshift throne. David's voice rings with courage. "I am willing to fight Goliath." Saul listens, a flicker of hope in his tired eyes. Inside the dimly lit tent, Saul eyes David, his expression a mix of skepticism and grudging admiration. Saul gestures towards gleaming armor, polished to a blinding sheen, a symbol of power and protection. He presents a heavy sword, its weight palpable even from afar, a weapon of formidable strength. "Wear this. It will protect you," Saul says, his voice tinged with a hint of concern. David struggles under the armor's weight. "I cannot. I am not used to these," he replies, his discomfort evident. In the valley of Elah, David, a youth with striking courage, strides confidently towards the looming figure of Goliath. David approaches the giant, armed only with a shepherd's staff and a simple sling, his steps measured and resolute. Goliath roars, his voice echoing through the valley. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" 5 smooth stones nestle in David's pouch, a silent promise of the battle to come. Goliath's challenge thunders across the field. "Come to me, and I will give your flesh to the birds of the air." In the valley of Elah, young David faces the giant Goliath, his gaze unwavering, reflecting profound faith. Light flares as a Bible verse illuminates the scene, a divine promise against the looming darkness. "You come against me with sword, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." The words echo, filling the valley with the force of conviction. The God of the armies of Israel. Under the vast sky of the valley of Elah, David reaches into his pouch, his movements precise and deliberate. He selects a stone, feeling its weight and texture, a silent promise of what is to come. The stone finds its place in the leather sling, nestled securely, ready for its purpose. With practiced ease, David begins to whirl the sling, the motion fluid and rhythmic. The sling gains momentum, a deadly dance against the serene backdrop of the valley. In the valley of Elah, David releases the stone with deadly accuracy. The stone hurtles through the air, finding its mark on Goliath's forehead. Goliath stumbles, his massive frame faltering under the unexpected blow. A thunderous crash echoes as Goliath falls heavily to the ground. The giant lies defeated, the valley now silent with awe and disbelief. David rushes towards the fallen Goliath, adrenaline coursing through him. Seizing Goliath's massive sword, David hoists it with surprising strength. With a final surge, he raises the giant's sword high above his head. The blade falls, silencing the giant forever. Across the valley of Elah, a thunderous cheer erupts from the Israelite ranks, a wave of sound washing over the battlefield. Fear gives way to unbridled jubilation as the Israelite army surges forward, a tide of soldiers. The Philistine army, once a formidable force, now crumbles under the renewed assault. Panic spreads through their lines as the Israelites advance, their momentum unstoppable. The valley floor trembles with the thunder of feet and the clash of steel as the rout intensifies. Victory is seized. The battlefield transformed from a stage of dread to one of triumphant chaos. Under a blazing sun, the battlefield erupts in chaos as Israelites surge forward, a tide of righteous fury sweeping across the land. Philistines scatter before them, a desperate flight against the relentless onslaught. Steel clashes against steel, a brutal dance of death amidst the dust and cries of the wounded. The air vibrates with the din of war, a symphony of destruction echoing across the blood-soaked fields. The Philistine camp is overwhelmed as the Israelites surge through, a furious tide sweeping away all resistance. Amidst the chaos, victorious Israelites seize weapons, their surfaces glinting sharply under the sun. Supplies are scattered, treasures abandoned as the Philistines flee, leaving behind a scene of utter disarray. Tents are torn, banners fallen, a stark testament to the Israelites' complete and overwhelming victory. In the valley of Elah, David stands tall, the lifeless form of Goliath at his feet, a testament to courage and faith. David hoists Goliath's severed head high, a symbol of liberation and triumph against impossible odds. The Israelite army erupts in thunderous applause, their cheers echoing through the valley, celebrating their unlikely hero. Sunlight glints off David's face, now illuminated by the glow of victory and the weight of his newfound destiny. The valley transforms into a stage for legend, where a shepherd boy becomes a king in the eyes of his people. Inside the dimly lit Israelite tent, King Saul gestures expansively, bestowing honors upon a humble but tall David. Saul declares, "For your valor, David, Israel is in your debt." As he presents gifts, David receives the honors with grace, his posture reflecting both strength and humility. David responds, "My king, all glory belongs to God," his voice filled with reverence. "It was his hand that guided my actions and delivered victory," David adds, deflecting praise to the divine. David returns. The Israelite village erupts in jubilant celebration, a hero's welcome under the bright sun. The air vibrates with song, dance, and the joyous sounds of a people celebrating hard-won freedom. Tables laden with food and drink line the village square, a feast fit for a conquering hero. Villagers, young and old, cheer David, their faces alight with pride and gratitude. Children dance in circles, their laughter echoing through the festive atmosphere. The village buzzes with an infectious energy, a testament to David's courage and their collective spirit. In the Israelite village, the warmth of reunion bathes David as his family gathers, their faces radiant with relief. Joyful embraces and grateful smiles abound, celebrating David's triumphant return, an extraordinary deed. His father gazes upon him, his eyes reflecting immense pride in his son's valor. A hero's welcome unfolds under the bright day, cementing David's place in their hearts. David stands alone atop the mountain, wind tearing through his hair as he stares out over the sweeping, majestic landscape. His face is etched with contemplation, the weight of victory and newfound fame settling heavily upon his shoulders. The vast landscape stretches before him, a tangible representation of the immense responsibility he now carries. His eyes reflect a mix of awe and solemn understanding, the mountain air whispering promises and challenges. Sunlight floods the temple, highlighting dust motes as David kneels, head bowed in reverence before the ancient altar. He sets a humble offering on the altar, a physical token of his profound gratitude for divine blessings. "O God, I offer this sacrifice as thanks for your unwavering guidance and protection," he whispers, his voice full of faith. "I acknowledge your divine hand in all that I have achieved." David continues, his words echoing in the sacred space. "Grant me continued strength and wisdom," he implores, seeking grace to remain worthy amidst future trials. In the valley of Elah, the Israelites gather, their faces alight with the joy of victory. Spoils of war gleam in the sunlight, tokens of a battle hard fought and won. The valley, once echoing with fear, now reverberates with triumphant songs. Hope fills the air as they prepare to return home, heroes laden with stories. Under the bright sun, the Israelite village basks in golden light. David sits humbly on a small stool, his nimble fingers caressing the harp's strings. His voice rises, clear and strong, a melody of praise echoing through the village. The music drifts on the breeze, carrying joy and gratitude to every corner. Faces light up, spirits lift as David's song fills the air with warmth. A sense of peace settles over the village, blessed by the harmonious sounds. Sunset engulfs the valley of Elah, casting long shadows over the battlefield. The sky blazes with fierce orange and red. Silence descends, heavy and profound, where moments before, armies clashed in furious battle. A sense of awe fills the air as the last rays of sunlight fade, leaving a tranquil stillness. Narration: The Lord saves not with sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hand. The scene slowly fades to black, the silence unbroken, the message echoing in the void.